But when talking consent, yeah, I'm not asking you this question. When talking consent, so I'm assuming that you've obviously had naked exercise before. You've had fornication.
Yes, I was thinking, what?
Yeah. So
because he's a gym guy, I wasn't sure. I was thinking, is this what they do at gyms now? I'm not sure, man.
can any man in here put their hand up and say that before they've ever touched a woman's breast, they've asked permission first?
No.
Okay, so that's not asking consent then. You haven't
Yeah,
asked consent.
yeah.
I'm not going to say that before we've maybe touched a princess first. Are we all going to say we've always asked first?
No.
No,
Because
you
you know what
can't-
it is? You know what it is? Consent isn't seen as a sexy thing. It's not seen as sexy.
We weren't taught that.
We weren't taught that if you're asking, you're already out the game. Do you get what I'm saying? But the assumption is where that grey area is very dangerous. But if you just say, let me touch that, please.
Listen, that's the opening lineup for the video. That's the opening lineup for this episode. That's the opening lineup.
that, please.
Do you get what I'm saying? If you say, please, that sounds mad. That makes you sound weak. And she might even be turned off because she's thinking, why are you asking me? You should know. But then at the same time, if you say, guys, just assume that she's giving you consent, that's mad as well. So it's like, men are caught in this mad place where it's like, if you have game, how do you know she's accepting that? How do you know she thinks that this is cool? Like, you don't know. But you just got to hope that it's all good, or at least you listen to her body language. Do you get what I'm saying? You have to pay attention to way more than... Yeah, because she could also be allowing you because she's scared. Because she's thinking, you know what, I might just allow him because if I try to... And maybe mentally, he's not raping me if I allow him.
Allow him, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's so many things as to like body language you have to pay attention. Fam, is she actually feeling this, or because it's all right if you just go home with your nut sometimes. It's all right. You don't have to always bust a nut. But man, I was just thinking, nah, we're already here. Come on, man. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's wild. It's wild. But we haven't been taught that consent is sexy or something that is cool.
So how would you explain consent to a 14-year-old boy?
It needs to be verbal, bro. Because, like you said, we don't know no more. And now we've seen so many examples of people coming out with that same story. Like, I did it because I was scared. But obviously, the man's like, raw, like, I thought you were feeling it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? At this point, just say,
You
like,
know-
are you comfortable with us doing this? It needs to be a yes. And as soon as it starts saying nah or whatever,
You know what I would say? You know what I'd say? Never ever do a train. Don't run trains.
No
Don't
way.
Do that. Don't do
way.
that.
Well, as in the High Wycombe thing, what do you mean? No, I didn't know what you mean. By train. What do you mean by train?
Don't run the train.
What do you mean?
multiple partners at one
You know
time.
what's mad, yeah? A lot of men back in the, especially school days, lost their virginity that way.
Yeah,
That's how
fact.
most men lost
Fact.
it.
Yeah.
But don't do that.
A
Because
lot
that's
of men, I know that after school, like they would come the next day and they'd be like, yeah.
we all did.
We all
5
did.
men came in the
And I'd
same
just be like,
story.
Right, like, so what? All you lot, 8 of you, 10 of you, and they'd be like,
Yeah, all of us, same one. Yeah, she was in the block. But that one is probably the most dangerous because you're just all assuming that she's fine with it, but it don't mean that she's fine with it. She might, and then plus the next person coming in, she might be scared. Even if you say, "Oh yeah, do you want to do this, bruv?" That's not a position where she's gonna be like, 8 men are waiting outside. Let me say no.
Yeah. That's mad.
Like,
I
bro.
don't know, went jail because of that. And the funny thing is, he wasn't in the house, so he'd gone first. He left, went off about his business.
Damn.
Well, got drawn into it.
Imagine.
Everybody.
got drawn.
They got drawn into the case.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, but I like the fact you mentioned the whole scared thing.
Yeah,
And I
bro.
think, especially with me growing up, like I never did any of those trains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
never
reason
did
why
that.
I never got brought in. Like,
Yeah, personally,
Yeah, big man thing.
I always missed it.
I'm with you. I was with you.
Niggas said, she was there. I was like, it was after 7 o'clock. I had to be in at 6.
I never got brought in. But at the same time, as I said, you saying consent is verbal. You said you need to basically ask.
Hey,
Because
did
a
you
lot
guess
of
what he said? He goes, it was after 7 o'clock, I had to be at 6.
Trust me, bro. Sometimes curfew save, man.
Because Nigerian families here, you have to be back from school within a certain time.
Trust me, bro. Otherwise, we know you're playing out.